Although the attacks of September 11, 2001 were carried out in New York City and Washington, D.C., citizens from over 90 different countries were killed that day, and the lives of millions of more immigrants were thrown into turmoil. Faikak Mamdouh, a Moroccan immigrant who survived the tragedy of 9/11, details his own experiences in a new book being released this month on the 7th anniversary of the attacks, entitled The Accidental American. It chronicles Mamdouh's journey from a poor teenager in Morocco to working in one of the best restaurants in the world, to his fight against discrimination in a country he has come to love and call home.
I never dream about being here in the States because I grew up in a family so poor that I don't have even money to travel 50 kilometers inside Morocco.
Mamdouh, originally from Casablanca, was a waiter at the Windows on the World restaurant, which occupied the 106th and 107th floors of the North Tower of the World Trade Center.
Always in my mind, I used to tell people that work with me, they have to pay us just to come up here and work, because this is a really dangerous place. It's not, all of us know this is really the first target if something has to happen here in New York.
But Mamdouh, who immigrated to the U.S. in the late 1980s, was determined to have a better life and was chosen for the job out of more than 5,000 applicants. Luckily, he had worked the night shift and was home that fateful morning on September 11th.
And really, I knew since I started watching TV that there is people that work with me there on the top of exactly of where the plane hits. And I was waiting for a helicopter to come and take them because they told us in the training, if anything danger have to happen, don't go down, go up and the helicopter gonna come and take you. It's more safe to go to the roof and be saved, but nothing of that happened.
Mamdouh immediately went to the scene of the attack and spent hours on nearby streets and hospitals calling out the names of his dear colleagues and friends.
So I lost 73 of my brothers and sisters, and 350 of us lost their job.
And despite his efforts and his own personal suffering, Mamdouh felt somehow that he was being blamed. His former boss, the owner of the Windows on the World, opened a new restaurant a few months later, but refused to hire Mamdouh and several of his colleagues because they were Muslim.
There is a lot of ignorant people that they don't make the difference between a terrorist and a Muslim. Muslims, they are not terrorists. Those are bad people.
He decided to fight this injustice and founded the Restaurants Opportunity Center of New York, which would help support displaced workers from the World Trade Center tragedy.
So ROC New York, it stands for the rights of all those restaurant workers to fight this discrimination and racism in the restaurant business.
Today, this poor boy from Casablanca co-owns the Colors restaurant in downtown Manhattan, along with a diverse mix of other former Windows on the World workers.
I thought I'm gonna die after 9/11. This is like all free time. I'm working so hard for this movement to change, you know, how things are in this country. You know, I'm a real American. I'm American by choice.
From the back kitchens of New York City to the international limelight of an author, this is Shruti Mathur reporting for KSA2 on this inspirational tale.